So in the previous class we had discussed about the adaptation of animals for their feeding habits. So now we will discuss about the adaptation of animals for protection. So animals also have developed various ways to protect themselves from their enemies. So different animals have different adaptations for their protection. So now we will discuss here, like some animals like such as buffaloes, fish, birds, elephant, they stay in groups to protect themselves. Buffaloes and elephants form a circle around their young ones to protect them. Some animals are having strong legs, some animals are having horns, some are having a hard shell to protect themselves, some are having sharp spines on its body, some are having some body covering that they can merge with their surrounding or they can blend with their surroundings. So we will discuss about the adaptations for protection. So buffalo, fish, birds, elephants, they always stay in groups. They are always moving in groups or staying in groups so that they can protect their young ones. They form a circle around their young ones to protect them. Deer, kangaroos, they have strong legs which help them to hop and run very fast to escape from their enemies. When their enemies are attacking them, they can run and hop very fast because of their strong legs. Some animals are having sharp horns for their defense, like rhinoceros, buffaloes, they are having horns for their defense. Tortoise and snails, they have a hard shell on their body. When they sense danger, they hide themselves inside their shell. So tortoise and snails, they are protecting themselves inside their hard shell. Porcupine, they have sharp spines on their body. Porcupine has sharp spine on its body. So when other animals attack it, they get injured themselves. So porcupine sharp spine, because of the porcupine's sharp spines, animals do not attack it due to the fear of injuring itself. So next is some animals, they have body coverings that make them look similar to or merge with their surrounding. That is called camouflage. Camouflage means it is an ability to blend with their surroundings so that animals cannot spot them or animals cannot kill them for food. So camouflage is the ability where the animals are able to blend with their surroundings so that no other animals cannot spot and kill them. So that process is called camouflage. So some animals are also able to protect themselves because of camouflage. So camouflage is the ability of the animals to blend themselves with the surroundings so that other animals cannot spot and kill them. For example, leaf frogs and scorpion fish, they change their appearance to match their surrounding. A stick insect looks like a leaf or a twig or a leaf of a plant so that they can be safe from their predators. A herd of zebras look like mass of black and white stripes rather than individual animals from a distance. Polar bear has white fur so that it is merging with the color of the surrounding ice so that predators cannot spot them because they also looks like ice. Chameleon changes its color to blend with their surroundings. So these are few examples of camouflage by which animals are protecting themselves, like leaf frog, stick insect, herd of zebras, polar bear or chameleon. So these are the examples of camouflage. Another examples, you can take cuttlefish. It has an ink sac inside its body. A cuttlefish has an ink sac. On sensing danger, it releases the ink which makes the water around it blue in color. So the enemy is unable to see the fish in colored water and the fish swims away to safety. So that is called cuttlefish. That is called cuttlefish. They are having an ink sac. When they are getting danger or when they are sensing danger, they are releasing the ink and making the surrounding water blue color so that the enemy is not able to see the fish in the colored water and they swim away. So similarly, puffer fish is also there. This is cuttlefish. Another fish is there called puffer fish. Puffer fish, they inflates the body to twice its size, means the size of the body becomes bigger, twice the size, and when they faced danger, So that is why they are called balloon fish. So puffer fish is also called balloon fish because when they sense danger, they increase their size to twice and looks like balloon, and with spines. They looks like balloon, like a spherical ball, and they have spines all over the body which helps them to stay safe from the predators. So next is adaptation in behavior. Some animals find it very difficult to survive in winters due to extreme cold and shortage of food. So to protect from the extreme cold, they travel long distance to reach the warmer places, and sometimes when they don't find food in a place, they travel long distances where there is enough food. So when winter ends, they come back to their homes. So the movement of animals from one place to another for feeding or breeding, that is called migration. Some animals are doing migration, that means the movement, they are moving from one place to another place when the conditions are not suitable for them, and when the conditions will be again suitable, they will come back to their home. So that movement is called migration. Migration is the movement of animals from one place to another place in search of food, water and shelter. That is called migration. It is a movement of animals from one place to another in search of food, water and shelter. For example, Siberian cranes come to India every year from Siberia in order to escape from severe cold. The Arctic terns travel 80,000 kilometers round trip between Arctic and Antarctica annually. So these are the examples of migration. Mostly Siberian cranes and Arctic terns, they travel long distance to escape from their harsh conditions and they to come to their suitable conditions. So this movement is called migration. So next is hibernation. Hibernation means some animals, they can't survive in cold winter months, so they eat a lot during summer and store the extra food in their body as fat, and when the winter comes, they sleep whole winter period. They sleep for the whole winter period, and that winter sleep is called hibernation. The winter sleep is called hibernation, and the animals are able to survive on extra fat stored in their body that they have stored during the summer season. So some animals during summer season, they eat extra food and stored in their body as fat. When winter comes, they sleep the whole winter period. That winter sleep is called hibernation, and during this time they use the extra fat stored in their body. Similarly, I had told you in the previous class, estivation. Some animals, they are inactive during hot and dry conditions. So due to the hot conditions, due to the too much hot, some are inactive during the daytime, during the hot and dry conditions. That period is called estivation. Estivation means some animals are inactive during the hot and dry condition or the hot and dry period due to extreme heat. To avoid extreme heat, that period is called estivation. And many animals like elephants have the habit of living together in large families or communities so that they can help each other to find food, to defend themselves from the enemies and to look after their young ones. So this is also another adaptation of animals. Like some animals always live in the families or large families or communities so that they can help each other. And even there are some animals, they are in danger. So some animals are in danger because forest, river, oceans, these are the natural homes of many animals, but due to the increased human activities, and some natural phenomena, the natural homes get affected badly. So due to these activities, some animals have disappeared from the earth because of the loss of their habitat. So such animals are called extinct animals. Those who have disappeared from the earth, they are called extinct animals, and those who are in danger of becoming extinct, they are called endangered animals. Some animals are already disappeared from the earth. Those animals are called extinct animals like passenger pigeon, dodo, pinta island tortoise. So these are the examples of extinct animals. And some are endangered, means they are in the danger of becoming extinct. They are called endangered animals, and their examples are giant panda, snow leopard, Asian elephant, tiger. These are the examples of endangered animals. So the population of tiger is also decreasing every year because tigers are being killed for their skin, so they are also, their number is also decreasing every year. The giant panda feeds only on bamboo shoots, so if the forest in which the pandas lives are destroyed, so they also will be extinct. So when we cut plants for our use, we sometimes destroy the habitat of animals. So that is why we should be careful that our activities do not harm any animals or their homes, because the environment provides the suitable conditions for everyone, whether animals or human beings. So the environment is for animals also, so we should be careful that our activities should not harm the animals. So wildlife sanctuaries and national parks should be open to provide safe habitat to the animals, and there are many wildlife sanctuaries and national parks, they are working to save the animals. So we also should take care of the animals, and we also should be careful that our activities, or when we are cutting down the trees, we should not harm the animals. So along with this, read your book. In your book, different examples are given of extinct and endangered animals, so please read your book.